2015 Toyota Sienna, the right front headlamp assembly, the passenger side one. As you can see, this is it has some weird burning marks on it, and the inside got super dark. Doesn't match my other side. My other side, it's like more light. I don't know if someone tinted it or what, but it's got to go. So I'm gonna show you how I did it. First, I came in here and I unplugged all the bulbs. So there's one right here. There's the high beam right here, and how you disconnect these is there's a little tab on the little connector. It's like a little thumb tab, and then you push that down and then pull it down. There's a little gray one towards the front here below. Undo this one, same thing, a little thumb tab you could push and pull it straight out. And then over here is the corner bulb. There's like 4 total that you need to disconnect. Then we're going to come over here and take this 10mm screw out. Just a 10mm. We're going to save that. It's screw, and then this little clip, I'm going to go and take this off with my flathead here. All right, I'm going to put that, I'm going to save that as well. And then I could kind of almost pull this back. Then I'm going to come over here and take this screw out. It's supposed to be like a 10, I think, but a 10 doesn't really fit, so I just used the screwdriver part because it has a spot for a screwdriver. And then this clip, you twist it about 90 degrees, and then you could just pop it out using a flathead. This just comes right out, and then we'll save that. And then you could kind of pull this off over this tab, pull the bumper over that, and then just kind of wiggle this and pull it out gently, and it'll come out. And the bolt, there's a 10mm bolt. I'll show you where. If you pull this out a little bit, there's a 10mm bolt on this bumper bracket. Let's go ahead and get more slack on this bumper because we're going to need it to come out more. So come under here, and there's about 4 screws, and then there's one up here. I'm going to go ahead and get these out. These are connected to the bumper, so when these are out, they will give the bumper a lot more slack so we can pull it out further from the car and get all the bolts undone we need to get done. So go ahead and get this off. So once that's off, I was able to pull this out more. Now there's a 10mm bolt right here on the right front bumper bracket. It's still a little tight. I would use a small ratchet with a deep socket 10. Just get in here, sneak this bolt out like that, and then I just use the socket towards the end. All right, got that. Put that aside. And then this has to come out. And then these clips all across this grill need to come out. I took these all out, and we're going to take this front grill off because there's a 10mm right there. That little gray one that needs to come off. And actually, this whole grill needs to come off. So I'm going to show you how to take the whole thing off, but I'm just going to get this 10mm out right here. But if you want to wait till the grill is off for this one, it'll be a lot easier for you. All right, so I got that. I'm going to save that. And then you can start pulling this. You could pop the headlamp assembly up over this little spot where the screw was. And the headlamp should start to be getting a tad bit loose. Now, like I said, this bumper, the grill's got to come off. So let's go ahead and just get all these clips out. I believe there's like 6 total, like 3 on each side. Go ahead and get these out. Try to save these, try not to break them. If they do break, and then, don't be hard on yourself about it because they break super easy. So we're going to wiggle this grill and pull it straight out. It might be a little stubborn on you, but we'll go ahead and pull that out. Now once that is out, I'm going to come right here, and there's another clip right here we're going to get out. Same thing, just flathead, pop the top of it up, and then just pull the whole thing out. That should give you some more slack, and then we're going to get this headlamp assembly out. So with more slack on the bumper, this thing is, we're going to try to massage it out of here without scratching the bumper. And pull this forward. And while I'm gently pulling the bumper a little forward, I'm just going to sneak this headlamp out. Now the bottom of it has kind of like an odd shape, so it's like you can't just pull it out like you think. And also there's a wire connected on the very bottom, so disconnect that. It's this guy right here. So once you actually get it out, don't just rip it because there's another connector on the bottom. Here's my new one. This is from Toyota. It is about almost $500 for this thing. Expensive. But it comes with all new bulbs though, so that's good. And here's my part number. All right, and we're gonna put this in, and going back in, I would like to suggest you be very careful because it's super easy to kind of get impatient and scratch the lens, bend the front bumper, you know, scratch the bumper. You just got to be super patient on this part. It could be really annoying and tedious to get it to line up, but trust me. Okay, so we got that in. Now I'm going to put my screw and my clip in. So the headlamp assembly's in place, and I connected that connector as well that I mentioned. So I got this clip in and this screw in. I'm gonna go ahead and put this screw in, and then the one on the right front bumper bracket. There's a bolt up front here. I'm gonna just sneak this in, and I can't stress enough: don't bend the bumper, because if you bend the bumper even a little bit, it'll not go back right. So just try your best to be very gentle around the bumper. They don't make bumpers like they used to. They're super flimsy, and they warp out of shape pretty easy. All right, enough of that. So I got that on. Now I got all the bolts in, so I'm going to go ahead and put all my connectors back on. Okay, there's my, I believe that's the high beam, and then we're going to go move over here to the low beam. Get this one plugged in. All right, pretty much just doing reverse of, you know, what we did in the beginning. Get all these plugged in. And I don't know about an aftermarket headlamp assembly, but the OEM one from the Toyota dealer does come with bulbs installed. If you have to buy bulbs, it's not too big a deal. These don't have super expensive bulbs. But you could transfer yours over from the old headlamp assembly if you need to. So I got that connector on as well. Okay. So now I'm going to put the grill back on. The grill has these plastic fingers on the bottom that need to go in there, these little slots. So make sure all of them are lined up. It's easy to mess them up and have a couple in and a couple out, and then it won't look right when you have everything together. So I got the fingers in. I'm going to put my 6 clips back in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I broke one, so I got to replace it, but I'll do that later. All right, and then as far as the bumper goes, I start from near the headlamp, and then I gently push it in, and I get the headlamp set in first, and then I do the end. Make sure the fender well isn't pushing on the bumper. The fender well goes behind the bumper, so we'll get this behind the bumper, because if you leave it out, it'll push on the bumper, and then over time it'll push it out of the bracket. So get it behind the bumper. This part could be kind of tedious, and then make sure that it also goes into this clip. The fender liner goes in the center of the clip, and then the pin goes through. So there's a hole in the fender well, and that pin should go through and lock it in place. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy in here, and then I'm gonna rotate him. I believe it's about 90 degrees to lock him in place. All right, and then I'll put our screw back in. If this screw goes in all the way and it kind of pushes out the bumper a little bit, you could back it off a tad bit. And then you want to get these back in. There is 4 screws total. You want to get them screwed back into the bottom of the bumper, and then you get your air dam put back right. You could reference the other side if you want. I'm going to do that off camera. After you got that on, we could test it out, turn your headlamp on, and it's good. So hopefully this video helped you out. Thanks for watching.